In 2027, the video game Phantasy Star Online 2 became the most popular game at Sega Academy. Everyone likes to play this game except Itsuki, a handsome guy with a very good academic record, and he doesn't like playing games and doesn't like manga either. Because of the game's popularity, it is currently under consideration whether it has a negative effect on students. The Student Council President, Rina, recruits Itsuki as the Vice President. She wants Itsuki to play Phantasy Star Online 2 as an exploration of the game's influence on students. If he plays the game and still keeps a good academic record, it proves that this game does not negatively affect students. He starts creating his character in the game. Since it is his first time playing the game, he doesn't know what to do, so he lets the system choose a character for him at random. Then he logs into the game. Another player with the appearance of a robot named Soro comes to talk to Itsuki and wants to team up with Itsuki. At this moment, the sirens go off, announcing that the nearby city is attacked by the Darkers. This is a difficult quest, but Itsuki doesn't know anything and rushes to the place to accept the quest. Itsuki is taken to a city. In front of Itsuki is a Darker in bug form. Before Itsuki can understand what is going on, the 4 eggs hatch into 4 Darkers. He tries to run away but is immediately surrounded by them. At the moment Itsuki is about to be finished, he is saved by Soro. Following Soro's instructions, Itsuki learns how to use his equipment. He uses his gun to shoot at Darker's weak spot and successfully destroys it. Soro is surprised by Itsuki's fighting skills, and then Soro leaves. It turns out that the character Soro is being controlled by is President Rina. The next morning, the teacher introduced a transfer student named Suzuki Aika. The teacher assigns Aika's seat to be next to Itsuki. At recess, Itsuki goes to the restroom, but Aika secretly is following him. Itsuki looks to his right and sees Aika staring at him. At the end of class, Itsuki is on his way home and has a feeling that someone is watching him. When he gets home, he climbs into bed to sleep. While Itsuki is daydreaming about how he will be rewarded with a kiss by the president, he suddenly sees Aika on his bed. The next morning, the students in the school rumor that Itsuki is a pervert. After writing his self-critique, Itsuki rushes back to his room, turns on his computer, and logs into the game. Itsuki begins leveling up with player Soro. The next day, through the story of his best friend, Koda, Itsuki learns that Sora is a famous high-level solo player. After that, Itsuki suddenly disappears for 2 days without logging into the game. Rina is angry and wants to ask Itsuki directly, but she is unable to speak. In the evening, she vents her rage at the monsters in the game. Suddenly, a portal appears that pulls her into a very difficult level quest. She is locked inside a cage which contains many low-level and high-level Darkers. Not only that, but this place is also the territory of the hidden boss Rock Bear. In the danger, Itsuki appears. Despite Rina's advice, Itsuki still attacks Rock Bear. Although Itsuki has only been playing the game for 2 days, his fighting skills are very good. After a while of fighting, Rock Bear is completely annihilated by the rookie Itsuki. Itsuki doesn't know that he has become famous in the gaming world after defeating the boss Rock Bear. The next day, Itsuki is submitting a report to the president when suddenly Aika bursts into the room and says that she wants to be the assistant to Vice President Itsuki. The higher the level, the more difficult the task will become. Rina wants Itsuki to form a party to carry out missions, so Itsuki invites his best friend Koda to go on a mission with him. Koda's character's name is Role-Playing. Koda then introduces Itsuki to a party to carry out the mission. They immediately pass the difficult level mission easily. Itsuki feels excited that he can fight with cute girls in the game, but he accidentally knows that the 2 girls he was on the mission with yesterday are men. One fine day, Rina suddenly makes an appointment to meet Itsuki on the rooftop. Itsuki thinks he is about to be confessed to by Rina, but Rina shouts that she is Soro. Itsuki is disappointed and says that he has known Soro's real name for a long time. Until one day, Rina shyly says that there is a place she wants to take Itsuki to. In class, Koda asks Itsuki to play games on the weekend, but Itsuki refuses with a cool attitude. He says, "I'm busy this weekend." Itsuki thinks this will be his and Rina's date, but Rina leads him to a festival for PSO2 gamers. By chance, Koda is also here and sees Itsuki and Rina dating. He is shocked because he didn't expect Itsuki had a girlfriend. Lately, Itsuki and Aika have become closer and closer. Aika is not only rich, but also good at studying and playing sports. Rina meets Itsuki and asks, "Are you and Aika dating?" Itsuki shakes his head in denial. Temporarily putting aside dating, the three go out together. Suddenly, the two girls become closer. After returning home, Itsuki logs into the game. Immediately, he sees a girl standing in front of him. She is Rina. She changes her character, but Itsuki doesn't seem to notice her. Then they go on a mission to rescue the pet. Suddenly, another player appears and wipes out the Darkers. Itsuki recognizes the person as Aika and wants to befriend her, but she refuses with a cold face. In one room, a student council member named Konoe is playing a game when suddenly a Darker appears in the real world. Itsuki and Rina quickly receive notice that Konoe has gone missing for unknown reasons. Itsuki and Rina log into the game to search for Konoe. They later learn that 2 days ago, Konoe had logged into the game, but Konoe's character outfit was a school uniform. They follow the information and go to the edge of the city. They discover inside a cocoon containing someone. It is surrounded by dozens of large and small Darkers. Itsuki, without a moment's hesitation, charges straight into the center. With his tremendous speed, he destroys dozens of Darkers and successfully rescues the girl inside the cocoon. It turns out that the person inside the cocoon is Konoe. At this moment, Aika appears and catches Konoe. The prey is robbed. The Darkers furiously rush to attack Aika, but they are destroyed by another player, who is Aika's older sister. Because of distraction, Rina is captured by the Darkers. Witnessing that scene, Itsuki becomes enraged and rushes to Rina's place at a terrifying speed. He destroys the Darkers with a single note. Over there, Aika and her sister take Konoe away. The next day, Konoe returns to the real world. She says she just fainted on the street and was taken to the hospital. But Itsuki sees the wound on Konoe's hand and thinks it's the same as the girl's wound in the game yesterday. Seeing that Itsuki is very serious, Rina takes Konoe away. Itsuki continues to ask Aika about this, but Aika says that she didn't play the game last night. To prove that he is not wrong, he follows Aika 24 hours a day. He is following Aika when suddenly a lowly girl appears and wants to date Itsuki immediately. After returning, Itsuki logs into the game. According to the player's words, Aika is on a mission to slay dragons. Itsuki runs to Aika and wants to help her, but she refuses. Aika uses 3 different skills at once and knocks the dragon unconscious. However, its skin is too thick and Aika's skills aren't strong enough to destroy it. Itsuki rushes in to help but is kicked by the dragon. It begins to accumulate its energy and deliver the finishing blow. Itsuki is hit by a giant fireball from the dragon. Aika is shocked at the scene in front of her because Itsuki is unharmed and awakened his final transformation, the strongest state. Itsuki's sword begins to absorb all the mana in its surroundings. He unleashes a slash, severing the dragon in 2. Itsuki is surprised at his own strength, and then Aika leaves. Itsuki gets angry and runs to the girls' dormitory to meet Aika. As a result, he is arrested by the guard. Itsuki pretends to have a stomach ache to escape outside, but accidentally, Itsuki discovers that he has a wound in his stomach. It is the wound in the game. Before he can understand what is happening, 2 Darkers appear. Itsuki panics and runs away. Somehow, Itsuki accidentally summons his weapon. With the weapon in hand, he easily destroys 2 Darkers. Before Itsuki can question Aika, he is transported into the game world by Aika. Another player enters and gives Itsuki a drink. After drinking it, Itsuki's wounds disappears. He is Commander-in-Chief of Kasura. Simply put, he is an NPC and Aika is also an NPC. This is not the game world but the real world that exists parallel to the Earth. But the recent disappearances on Earth are all caused by Darkers. They want to target people with great power like Itsuki to gather energy and create a portal to invade the Earth. Itsuki is one of the few people who possess the strongest awakened state. So they send Aika to Earth to observe Itsuki. Since that day, Itsuki keeps asking Aika to go fight monsters, and Aika is annoyed. It's also that Itsuki can show off his strength. He suddenly falls in love with this life. He goes to school in the morning and plays games in the evening, until one day Itsuki feels fear for the first time because he encounters a powerful boss. Fortunately, Itsuki is rescued by Aika's party. The boss also escapes. After that day, Itsuki becomes depressed because he actually almost died last night. Days passed and Itsuki didn't log into the game, until one day, on the way home, a portal appears. Itsuki realizes it is the boss. He panics and runs for his life, but it still finds Itsuki and prepares to finish him off. At this time, Aika appears and protects Itsuki. but Aika is a mage and she's not good at close combat. Witnessing Aika trying to protect him, Itsuki's attitude changes. He, with a cold face, rushes to attack the boss. He transforms his weapon from a gun to a sword shape. After fighting for a while, he successfully defeats the boss. After that, Itsuki's personality returns to normal, and he wants to team up with Aika to fight the monsters. During the student council meeting, Itsuki falls asleep during the important meeting. Aika apologizes to everyone for not letting Itsuki sleep last night. Everyone is bewildered and thinks that it must have happened. The next day is the school festival day. While Itsuki is with Rina taking out the school's trash, a Darker appears. It seems to ignore Rina and just focuses on attacking Itsuki. While panicking, Rina accidentally summons her two guns and shoots at Darker. Rina is bewildered because she doesn't know what's going on. The Darker turns to attack Rina. Rina activates her full transformation and destroys the Darker. Thought it is over, but the other Darkers continue to teleport to this place. The small Darkers begin to rush in like crazy to attack Itsuki and Aika. This place turns into a chaotic battle. Rina is caught by a giant Darker because Rina, like Itsuki, has the ultimate transformation equipment. Itsuki tries to stop it, but it's too late. The portal to space is closed. Itsuki and Aika immediately log into the game world. Aika uses her skills to open the way for Itsuki to a strange planet. Aika is sure that Rina is somewhere on this planet. Itsuki and Aika climb a mountain and discover a giant cocoon. After releasing a tremendous amount of energy, the cocoon hatches into a Dark Falls, and that Dark Falls is Rina. Rina has completely lost her mind and doesn't recognize Itsuki. At this moment, Aika's party appears and stands in the distance, shooting to support Itsuki. Aika takes this opportunity to take Itsuki away. Itsuki wakes up at the base. They say that Rina's body is controlled by the Dark Falls. They only have 1 week until the Dark Falls merges with Rina. If that happens, the Dark Falls will be completely resurrected. Because the situation is too dangerous, Itsuki is sent back to Earth. After telling the truth to Koda, Itsuki continues to log into the game world. Itsuki is on the run from Aika when he meets Koda. Koda sees Aika immediately put on a cool expression. He whistles and calls the other players. They are all close friends of Itsuki on Earth. Their plan will be to storm the base of the Darker and destroy everything that stands in their way to make for Itsuki. Thanks to the power of his friends, Itsuki successfully infiltrates Darker's nest. A giant Darker teleports in front of Itsuki. Behind it, hundreds of other Darkers appear, but Itsuki only needs to deliver one slash and wipes them all. As he continues to run deeper inside, he finally finds Rina, but that is the final form of the Darker Falls. At this moment, behind Itsuki, a group of robots appear. Arc Silhouette is the name of the robot equipped with the most advanced weapons. They are the party with the most firepower. The Darker army is wiped out in an instant. The second stage is to destroy the Darker Falls with a huge energy cannon, but the projectile is deflected. The Darker Falls lost only one wing and is paralyzed. Itsuki can't stand still anymore. He tries to approach the Darker Falls. To save Rina, they have to find a way inside its body, while it's still paralyzed. Aika activates the magic sword, clearing the way for Itsuki. Itsuki quickly jumps in. He turns on his full body armor and approaches the Darker Falls. Aika creates a portal that allows Itsuki to get inside the Darker Falls body. Once inside, Itsuki is hit by its genjutsu. Even knowing that Rina standing in front of him is fake, he is still holding Rina's hand. Rina transforms into tentacles that bind Itsuki. In this situation, Itsuki suddenly recalls a memory. He remembers who Rina really is. She has been his crush since childhood. Suddenly, his will to fight is aroused, and his strength and speed increase tremendously. Itsuki rushed in while sweeping the tentacles. He successfully rescues Rina. After waking up, Rina and Itsuki combine in an attack and successfully punch a hole in the Darker Falls head. But the Darker Falls still doesn't die. It flies into the sky to accumulate energy and aims at Itsuki. Itsuki, Rina, and Aika continue to work together for an attack. They unleash a powerful slash that slices the Darker Falls in two. The mission is accomplished. Darker Falls is annihilated. Rina and Itsuki are teleported back to Earth. Since that day, Itsuki has lost the ability to teleport into the game world, and he has yet to meet Aika again. Today is Rina's graduation day. Rina meets Itsuki on the rooftop. After so many things going through, Rina still only sees Itsuki as a close friend. Itsuki doesn't accept it and wants to take it one step further. Everything is going well when Aika appears to interrupt the scene. Well, that completes this anime summary. I hope you guys enjoyed. What are your thoughts? Write them in the comments. And as usual, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more anime summaries. See you all next time.